I've been reading so many articles about healthcare workers being harassed. It's unbelievable. People just don't believe the science anymore. Well, it's not only in your public life, it's also in your private life. So, what are we supposed to do? Well, I'll give you my take in this episode.
Welcome to the Licensed to Live show, where professionals, doctors, champions, VIPs, attorneys, and those in public office discover strategies that help you restart and gain what is lost when you find yourself accused. If another has doubted your integrity, questioned your credentials, or caused your actions to come under scrutiny, you are in the right place. On the other hand, if you have never felt the knot in the pit of your stomach when legal papers are served, the heartbreak of disappointing your family when the lock clicks shut on handcuffs, or had to appear before a board of review, then be aware, the longer you serve, the more likely you are to find yourself under the microscope of those who judge. Prepare yourself for this uncomfortable possibility. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jarrett Patton.
Welcome to this episode of Licensed to Live. My name is Dr. Jarrett Patton, and I'm your host for our journey together today and every day you choose to listen to this show. If you or anyone you know has been dissed, please invite them to join us along this journey. Just go to your favorite podcast player and subscribe to Licensed to Live. And while you're there, rate this episode and give me honest feedback so I make sure I'm providing you with the most up-to-date information about career and life changes. You know what I mean when I say dissed. I mean displaced, disgruntled, disenfranchised. All of those things are happening right now, and apparently healthcare workers are being harassed all over the place. They're just being plain old disrespected. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, right after we finish thanking our sponsors.
Something smells good. EH3 coffee. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. Nothing better than waking up. EH3 in your cup. Premium organic. EH3 coffee. Nothing better than in the middle of your day. EH3 coffee. Premium organic. EH3 coffee.
Hey, this is Dr. Jarrett Patton. Do you need more positivity in your life? No matter what part of your life you want to transform, positive affirmations can help you achieve your goals. But sometimes making permanent changes can be difficult. Designed with you in mind, Licensed to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Licensed to Live. Daily affirmations to rebuild your life will set you on the path to changing your mindset, beliefs, speech, and ultimately your actions. You can change your life now by getting your copy at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your finer book retails, or licensedtolive.com. That's licensedtolive.com.
This is Super Bowl champion Mike Logan, and you are listening to Licensed to Live.
A special shout out to EH3 Coffee. They have been a longtime sponsor of this show. They also sponsored the VIP day at Licensed to Live. And make sure you guys are staying tuned for Licensed to Live, the conference 2022, because it's going to be even better. But shout out to EH3. I know I like to get my day started with a little EH3 in my cup to get me going, and that's what I do. Well, hey, let me know what your morning routine is. The morning routine is one of the most important things to do of the day. So I want to know what your morning routine is. You can post it on any of my social media channels. I want to know what you guys are doing in the morning. I typically will wake up, I'll get the EH3 brewing, and that is my early morning reading time. So I am reading. I'm reading newspaper articles, I'm reading journal articles, I'm reading self-help books, I'm reading entertainment books, I'm doing a lot of reading. And that's really where this topic came from today. I've been reading so much about healthcare workers being harassed in healthcare for so many different reasons. I've been reading about healthcare workers in the grocery store in scrubs being attacked, whether or not they have a mask on. I've been hearing about healthcare workers in the workplace being subjected to gun violence and worse. I'm hearing about people being ridiculed for simply trying to do the best thing that we know science is there. And of course, people want to have their own treatments. Ever since Dr. Google came around, people want to have their own treatments, and they tell you based on their research what they want. And we know there have been lots of treatments that have been purported and not particularly true, not particularly helpful in the battle for COVID, but people want it anyway. And so we are in this environment where people don't trust healthcare workers, people don't trust administrators, people don't trust doctors. And it's coming from the staff, the patients, the media cycle, you name it. It's just continuing to go down. Oh, man. And where does it end? Well, if you are being harassed, there's different levels of harassment. I mean, I'm not going to go down the HR route if there's some sort of high schoolish kind of battle going on amongst the ranks, or, you may need to get a problem in with the supervisor, maybe racial or sexual harassment. But I'm just talking about plain old being harassed by the public for your occupation. Typically, if you're in healthcare, it's a much respected occupation, whether you're a doctor, a nurse, an aide, a technician. All of these positions have typically been highly regarded because it's a part of the healthcare system. And this came from a level of trust. And well, we know that there have been things that have gone on nefariously wrong as far as trust in the healthcare system. And well, it's a legacy that lives on till today because there is a tremendous amount of mistrust in the system, what is leading our people to get persecuted. Well, so what should you do? If you feel like you're just being attacked and it's based on maybe wearing scrubs or having a mask or speaking up about getting vaccinated, or maybe even the opposite of those, it may put you on a different pillar within the medical community. Well, find out where it's coming from, and was it just random and just happened to be a bad day, or you walked in front of the wrong rally, or something particularly happened in your town, and then maybe it's something you can shake it off. But if you end up feeling down and it's these thoughts that you just can't shake out of your head, you're going to need a little support. And a lot of times you may not get the support in the areas you need it, but you may need to lean on the 3 F's that I always love to talk about that can get you through these tough times. It's your friends, your family, and your faith. And I'm not going to belabor those points because I've talked about them before. I've certainly written about them in the books, but it really can help you get through these moments. Particularly when the public at large may be mad at you, particularly when, the community may be mad. And I mean, let's face it, people are mad because we are living through this pandemic and what it has done for our healthcare system, our economic system, our ability to travel and commerce and all of these things. With shortages, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So life in general is stressful. And so people may be more on the edge. So if they seem to be attacking you and it's something persistent, this is when you need to just reach up and get some help. So it depends on where you need to get the help. It could be, hey, I'm calling 911 and getting the police here right now, because you don't need to get in a shouting match or a punching match with some Yahoo who's trying to tell you something that they studied in Google University. But it could come in the form of your administrators. And a lot of times, administrators may have a quote adversarial relationship with the frontline workers and staff, but a lot of times you're working around the same common goals, you just speak a different language. So come together, talk to some of your administrators, open up, because there's chances are that there are other people feeling this way, and it's something that you can come together as a community to try to solve. Look for help with your other staff members and put them on alert. Hey, I was in the grocery store the other day. Hey, I was leaving in the parking lot the other day and this happened. So tell your other staff, and then, see what your patients are talking about. There may be some people that you're interacting in the healthcare system that may have a different experience, or even know where some of this is coming from a patient standpoint. Because if you're just looking at the research and you're reading medical journals, there's not a lot to dispute about what some of the findings are. But we are trying to learn as quickly as possible. And so there's some things we find out that seem to be the right thing, but only time will tell. That's just the nature of where we are today. So I came in with this shortened episode to just give you guys some support, find some community. There's lots of great Facebook communities out there, where you can come together and your friends. There's, some of the bigger ones that are out there. And you guys know some of the guests on the show have been the ones sponsoring those. Even the Career Restart button that I host. It's a small group, but there's a little bit of chatter here and there in Facebook about those things. So you just never know where you may find the support. It could be out there on social media. It could be right there in the break room or the doctor's lounge. It could be there in the form of administrator. It's something that you'll have to look at and just follow as time goes on. So I really want you guys to think about this and consider as you go on, but don't stay in a place at any part of your life if you're abused. Remember, fire starters, if you or anyone you know has been dissed or even harassed, please invite them to join us along this journey. Simply go to your favorite podcast player and subscribe to Licensed to Live. Tell a friend about the show. Send them your favorite episode. Let them know that we are here. This is a community that we are growing and we support each other. Even if some of us are being harassed, that's what we want to stop. So make sure you reach out to me on LinkedIn and all social media at Dr. Jarrett. Hang out on LinkedIn a lot in between episodes. And until then, please take care of yourself and see you next time.
No matter how disheartening the moment of accusation sounds, how deep the pain of immobilization stabs, or how bleak your future looks, no one can take away your license to live. Keep Dr. Jarrett's expertise handy and unlock your future. Go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or another podcast player and subscribe right now to Licensed to Live. See you next time.